Well, we're waiting for our next guest right now. I don't even know who our next guest is.
Well, Christian will send somebody.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Dude, so did we talk a couple weeks ago about, I don't know if it was like on air or off air, about figuring out how to go live on Twitter?
We talked about it off air.
Off air.
Yes.
Okay. So we did talk about it.
We did.
Okay. Did you see the debacle this last week?
No.
So, DeSantis...
He did. Yesterday, right?
I don't know if it was yesterday or
Maybe
the day before.
He declared his presidency.
Live on Twitter.
Live. Yep. I did see that.
And it was a disaster.
It was awful. It did not go well.
So, one, they crashed the servers.
Yeah.
Which couldn't handle that many. So, it got to, I think it was 190,000 people were watching, and then it crashed the servers. And there was somebody that commented.
It's not that many.
It's not that many.
No.
Not for a presidential announcement.
No.
And somebody chimed in the comments they were like, hey, YouTube had a PlayStation announcement on today that had 790,000.
Oh.
Huck.
Wow.
So, but not only that, man. So I listened to it.
Okay.
In the post, because they recorded it.
Of course.
And it was a 7-minute speech that I turned off at 2.5 minutes.
That bad?
It just wasn't
interesting.
No.
Wasn't compelling.
Nothing. Nothing. What was one? It was nothing I hadn't heard before.
Sure.
Nothing that got me excited.
Right.
It was standard DeSantis stuff, and I was just like, meh.
It's very interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
And I like him.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I like him, but it was like, ugh.
Yeah, he's definitely made a name for himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's been smart in the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
With the way he's gone after some
his
big
media
corporations.
stuff sucks.
Yeah.
He did a book launch before he even announced his candidacy.
Ugh.
And I don't even think it hit the bestseller list.
That's never good.
But he's still super popular.
He's super popular, and he's the best alternative to the other guy.
Yeah.
And we'll see. A lot of people like the other guy. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
Well, and we haven't. Okay, so there's still players to hit the field.
Always are.
But the thing that's boggling my mind is the DNC announced the other day that they're not going to have a primary.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They're just going to run him uncontested.
Really?
I get it, but really, really bad optics.
Well, yeah, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And I did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Because there's, one, it doesn't seem like there's any other good candidates on the Democrat side.
Right.
So they could just be trying to avoid putting the rest of the horrible team out there for everyone to see.
That's definitely possible.
But maybe it's well, we want him to be able to save up as much energy as possible for the debates. He's got 3 in him, and we're not going to waste it on these jokers.
That's funny. That's funny. It's hard to know.
It's hard to know.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Cool.
You coming to sit down?
Hey.
Nice to meet you, gentlemen. I love this setup.
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
Well, welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, come on in.
Put the headphones
Put
on.
this on.
Yep.
That'll help you hear yourself. Get that microphone up near you can move that thing around however you need to. Get it in front of your mouth. So
I
awesome.
love this.
Well, thank you. Yeah, good to have you. We haven't met before, so what's your name? What you do?
My name is Rosalind Amaka, and I am the founder of Belonle. I have a media marketing company, and we also do distribution.
Oh, very cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, you're not associated with the young man we were just talking to, were you?
Which young man?
Viva Houston.
Viva Houston?
No.
No, okay. Because he said his dad does some marketing stuff, and we didn't. So anyway, have you met him?
No, I haven't met him. I know a lot of people do marketing. I met here.
When we say a young man, he's 13.
What?
He's 13 years old. I don't know where he went.
I love it.
He's been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah.
I seriously believe it.
Yeah.
Because whenever it comes down to all these young people, I know whenever I was a kid, my dad would have issues and I would help him fix his computer. But as a kid, your brain, the way it's programmed, and I worked at Apple for almost 8 years. Literally, I mean, I used to FaceTime my friends, and like Steve Jobs will walk by. Like that's how far.
Wow.
And so these kids now with all of this artificial intelligence, I feel old now.
Me too. Well, I am old now.
Well, that's true.
No, you're young. You're young. Do you feel old?
Do I feel old?
Do you feel old?
No, but like my dad is 71, and he told me the other day, he's like, look, my brain still thinks I'm 24. My body just doesn't let me do the things I want to do.
Yeah.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
No. So you do market. I know you do media.
Yeah. I can tell you I can give you a summary.
Give us our elevator pitch.
Yeah.
But
And I want to make sure I'm saying it. Bolane?
Bolane.
I'm not going to do that.
It's all right. I'm Nigerian.
I'm going to try.
I'm Nigerian.
Bolane.
Yes, Bolane.
Bolane. Okay, I'm glad that you went first.
Yeah.
Now I can do it right.
It means finds wealth at home. So long story short, as y'all know, I worked at Apple. And so whenever I'm meeting all these different people from all over, oh, you're that smart techie kid. I need you to help me. So websites, SEO, that's what we do. However, that interaction doesn't just stop with someone you never talk to. Overseas somewhere, what most people do, and they get it for like a really cheap price. For us, it's all about relationships because you are who you say you are. Or Google, you are who Google says you are when it comes down to your personal brand. Y'all know that very well. And so when it comes down to just that, I started having people come to me for video production and pictures, and it's like because I'm a social butterfly and I'm the connector, if you tell me an issue, I'm going to find someone that will help solve it, or I'm the connector.
Right.
And so for me, everything with this business, it's like, okay, how can I find value? Who can I connect you with? And y'all can make a lot of money. And for us as a media company, we're putting a Bolane. It means finds wealth at home. And what I love about what I do is that I've been very blessed to have a very interesting network of professional athletes, hedge funds, so many different people from different industries. And we're able to come together. And so when I even think about this event, why I'm so excited is because one of my buddies, Staff Financial, Tony Hills, as an example, Super Bowl champ, his whole, the TV show Ballers on HBO?
No.
What? Stop playing games. Are you serious?
No. Well, no. Look, we were just talking
earlier.
You were talking
to like two very uncool guys.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about we don't have time to watch TV. We're busy.
I can see that. I know when I'm thinking about my friends, like this particular guy, we have a partnership, and I also do marketing for his company.
Is Ballers financial? Is it a reality show, or is it like a scripted show?
It's a scripted show.
Oh, okay.
But like when you think about the concept and like groups of people and like in a certain tax bracket, and they're trying to find ways to leverage and be able to like hold off and like wait for that right deal to come.
Right.
And so instead of putting your money and then you're putting into the bank account, and you're not making any money just sitting in the bank account.
Right.
How about we strategize and leverage this, put it into a tool, so that way when that opportunity comes, you're ready, and that money is yours tax-free. So things like that.
Yeah.
And then being able to leverage, get more real estate. I love learning so much from my friends.
Yeah.
And so that's the part about what I like to do, and that's how the craziness kind of started.
Wow.
So to run with your analogy, where in your experience right now is the cheapest real estate in the digital space? So like cheapest and then the most effective.
What do you mean by that when you say cheapest real estate?
So like we were just talking about how DeSantis had the major flop on Twitter. It was either yesterday or the day before or something. Did you hear about this?
No.
So
I've been like glued, like filming stuff. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. So DeSantis declared his presidential run.
Oh, officially?
Yeah, live on Twitter.
I like how he did it on Twitter.
Well, see, that's the thing. It flopped because the servers crashed. Elon's trying to push Twitter to be like this whole new platform where everything happens on Twitter, and so he wanted to do Elon was on the call with DeSantis to declare the presidency to like unveil this new live thing, and it didn't go well. So it crashed at like 190,000 people. And so, like, hardly anybody heard it.
I'm actually surprised that out of 190,000 people that the server crashed, you think they would have more support.
That
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and so, like, Kevin and I were talking the other day because, we put the show out to a lot of different places. And I was like, it might be kind of cool to be one of the first ones on Twitter to be doing the show. Maybe we should figure this out. Well, then I watch him do it, and I'm like, maybe I don't want to.
Yeah, what's the point? What's the point?
You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm asking the question, like, where's the most bang for my buck digitally out there right now? Because if you're making content, I mean, like, you got to know that, like, making content on like Facebook has less return than it does on YouTube, but on YouTube you got to have so many followers in order for it to get payoff.
Are you talking about the best like return as far as with you trying to grow your business and brand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's easy. Hello.
What's hello?
Say hello.
Okay.
So literally so many people, with all this technology that we have on our phones, all these phones, with this pandemic and just with this digital age of so many people, they say that they're connected,
right,
but they can't even look at someone in their face and make eye contact. Like that's a lost art for some strange reason.
Sure, yeah.
And so a lot of people, they miss so many opportunities by literally walking past someone. And many people, the biggest mistake I see is that sometimes we, in our minds, we know it's like, okay, you know, in your head, this person, they look like they're successful, blah, blah, blah. You know, some people fake it till they make it.
Yeah.
A lot of people block their blessings because whenever you work really hard and you prepare for an opportunity, and finally when that moment is presented to you, it may not be in that exact package that you were expecting. And so there's a lot more that I can say, but the best part is face-to-face human interaction, and events like this is powerful.
Oh,
because
for sure, yeah.
I don't care how much money you pay on Facebook and Instagram. There is nothing more powerful than human connection. And so I tell that to contractors that I talk to nationwide every day, because there's another space in the real estate industry, and I can tell you now, because I look at the numbers every day across the country, the contractors and the people that I speak to that communicate with their customers, they don't just hand them off and it's like, let somebody else deal with it. The people that take the time from the beginning to the end, they're the most successful. I see the numbers every day. Yeah,
no, I'm glad you said that, because it's absolutely true. People have forgotten that the personal connection is one of the most powerful ones. All of my biggest contracts that I've ever done in our business have been because of personal connections. They've never been a lead that came through digitally.
And it's free. Like, even though I have this digital marketing agency, the fun websites and SEO, that's like the basic stuff. Like, who cares? Like, that's great. But like, seriously, the networking,
it's the relationship.
People take it for granted.
Because at the end of the day, like, it's one thing for you to be able to build a website for someone.
Yeah.
It's another thing for them, while you're building a website for them to say, hey, I'm working through this, and you able to help them with that.
Yeah. It's great.
That is really what keeps them connected to you as a marketer.
That's how my business has literally, like, it's crazy because I didn't think about making all this stuff a business. I just wanted to help people.
Sure.
But the thing is, like, for us, we're full service, because a lot of people, they get their website done and then you can't even reach the person that built it, for crying out loud.
Right.
And so for us, it's like, whenever we work with our clients, because we deal with so many different industries and I'm all over the place, it's kind of like, hey, I have this right customer for you, or this client, and this could be a $20 million deal.
Right.
So you never know. Those deals come my way all the time, and I'm able to help people with those introductions.
Right.
And so that's why relationships are so powerful. And like I said before, just because this person does not come in a package that you expect, that may be one of your biggest blessings.
Yeah.
True.
So one of the things that we always talk about is like the people that you surround yourself with. Like you are the sum total of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
Exactly.
I heard somebody explain something. It was just this afternoon. I'm gonna see if I can remember it right, about how you know whether or not you're hanging out with people that are, and I hate to use the word better, but like people, whether or not you know you're hanging out with people who are better than you, or more successful, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whether or not you know you're hanging out with those kind of people or people that are worse than you.
Yeah.
And what it is if you're hanging out with people that are worse than you, your self-talk will be all of your virtues that are good and all of their virtues that are bad. Because it's easier for you to elevate yourself above them. But if you're hanging out with people who are better and more successful than you, you begin to describe their virtues as good and yours in comparison as bad. And so that's when you know that you're hanging out with maybe the right kind of people that are going to actually help elevate you and take you to another level, and encourage you, inspire you, challenge you.
That was so beautifully said, because I can honestly say from my experience, it's crazy because I really don't care what a lot of people do. I want to know who you are as a person.
Right.
I want to know how you treat people. Even whenever I talk to all these athletes, they know I don't want to talk about sports. I don't care about how are you when you're outside of here. Like, I pay attention to that. And what's crazy is the most successful people that I have met, billionaires, all of that.
Yeah.
I never know who they are, but you can just tell when you first interact with somebody and you're talking, those conversations are they negative all the time? And if something goes bad in their life or a situation, it's okay to have a bad day.
Yeah.
It's not okay every day. With that being said, I always pay attention to small things that other people may not. It's like, are you looking for joy maybe in the darkness, as crazy as that sounds?
Yeah.
But like, by the time I ended up, I conversated with people for like hours. We're having a great time because it's like, we're talking about visions and dreams. We're not talking about other people or problems. Okay, if we do have a problem, how are we going to fix it?
Yeah.
That's important. So it's okay where things aren't perfect, but if you have the mindset of adapting when things go wrong, that is what makes a big difference. And by the time I get done talking with these people or we spend time, we exchange numbers, we'll meet again later, and then people come up to me, they're like, Rose, do you know who you were just with? No. I just know they were a really cool person, and then I find out later. So for me, it's just like how you treat people matters. And how you treat people matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it really does.
But you'll get a good vibe off of me unless I'm hanging out with Kevin.
That's true.
I treat him terribly.
Yeah, that's true.
I totally
treat him
believe
terribly
it.
too.
I totally believe it.
It's mutual. It's mutual. We make fun of each other.
Yeah. It's all in good fun.
That's a good relationship. I like being stupid sometimes and silly.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to have fun, right?
Yes, you always have to have fun. Life is too short.
No.
I do not wait for the weekend for anything. I hope y'all don't either.
No. I sure don't. I'm working on the weekend.
Yes.
It is what it is.
That is a fact.
That's when I get to do my other job.
That's right.
Yeah.
right.
I'm actually really curious too. It's kind of like, did you always want to like do this in regards of like being on camera and interviewing people? I love this.
I mean, not really. I mean, like the genesis of it, I started in recording.
Oh. Recording what?
Music. Yeah. So are you from Houston?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what Sugar Hill is? So I worked at Sugar Hill.
Okay.
So, but it was way back in the day. I mean, that's back when like Destiny's Child was recording there.
You're still awesome.
So it was
You're still awesome.
They're still awesome.
So I got to work with some really cool people. I was there, and then from there I ran the recording studio at Texas A&M.
Okay.
For a couple years.
Nice.
And then I got into ministry, doing music on that end, and then God told me that I shouldn't be doing that anymore, and brought me back into my family business. But all along, I've always had the gear and stuff because it's more of a hop. One of the things I realized about the recording business is that no one was happy and everyone was poor.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very, very true.
And I was like, I don't like either one of those things.
Who's gonna fall?
So that's why I walked away from it, and then ironically ended up in ministry, but back in the family business about 10 years after that. And then so Kevin moved to town 2017. Quickly became friends, and the podcast thing was kind of blowing up, and I was like, and my wife had told me, it's like, look, you got all this junk around the house that you need to get rid of it or use it. And so I was like, hey Kev, like we should probably start a podcast. And so I had this, like one of the things that I did well for my business all along was I was really good at the marketing. I was really good at the personal interaction. And there was a lot of people who are really, really talented and skilled at what they do, whether they be a plumber, electrician, all these things. And maybe they have they're not so good on the person-to-person relationship, or they're not so good at the marketing or whatever. And I'm like, but they're a really good electrician, or they're a really good air conditioning guy, or they're really. And I was like, we should build a platform where we can showcase these people and actually let people see their expertise and sort of draw out of them, their story, their business, and what it is that they provide for homeowners, and then just put it on display for everyone to see. So that, so there's like this catalog and so we've been doing it for
almost 5 years.
What? Okay, we're gonna talk after this. After this, I'm just saying, no, this is really good because just when I just think about what we do, we bring visibility to people pushing the world forward. So with that being said, distribution. Yeah. And so I think that's really cool. You're helping people develop a skill set. And so when I even think about our network with so many people trying to get in that line of space, I'm thinking of one group right now. They have about 1 million people within that platform. The leaders are going to be at my house. We're filming some stuff like this coming up week. Okay. But I'm thinking of so many people now that would be interested in learning these skill sets.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing is the barrier to entry is not a high. I mean especially now. I mean we have tech that pretty much does everything for you. Most people are just afraid to touch it.
Yeah. That's the part. Many people block their own blessings. Up here.
Yeah.
Oh sure.
And the sad thing is it's kind of like they listen to too many people and they don't trust like their instinct and what's called on their heart. That's the best way I can say it. And so ignore the noise. Even with what I was doing, you know, people, they're just like, they didn't understand it. Mm-hmm. They didn't understand it in regards for like the why, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And so you really want to help people.
For sure.
Well, and so the name of the podcast is the Homeowners Show.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the whole point, so take all of that and realize that that's not our audience.
Yeah,
our audience is the homeowner. And the idea is that so many homeowners, they own their home, but when you're a homeowner, you're constantly working on your home.
Yeah.
It's a learning journey.
It is.
You're just had a project like a week ago.
That's right. You're fixing things. Something breaks. You got to fix it. You got to get your air conditioner has a problem and it's hot, so you got to call that guy. A leak, so you got to call that guy.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I don't know how to do any of those things. That's why I'm calling the guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do them, but I do know that there are homeowners all over the world that are getting screwed by the contractors because they come in, they're like, hey, you got a leak here, but it's caused by this, and this, and all of a sudden now you got a $9,000 bill that really you probably only needed a $35 flange to fix something, right? And so our idea is get the plumber on the show. Let him tell you what he does.
The honest one.
Get them to tell you what he does and why he does it. And, oh, by the way, we ask this question all the time. What should a homeowner look for when they're looking for
like
a plumber?
Checklist.
Yeah, what should they look for?
Because like we love having people in studio, kind of like we're having a conversation right now. That's our favorite.
This is the best. I prefer this.
We'll do remote interviews,
but rare.
But
I don't like it. I do it. I don't like it right now.
So there are a few exceptions to that for us.
Yeah.
But people listen to the show in all 50 states, 12 different countries.
Beautiful. Wait, what countries?
Oh, like we were popping in. Where was it the other day? I think it was India.
Hey.
So,
crazy.
which is an emerging country right now. Mm-hmm. So India's been big for us. Switzerland's been big for us. England's obviously big because they speak English. Australia has been big for us. We've never really hit that big anywhere in Asia, but I think they have a lot of like
regulations
to where stuff can't get through. I think that's probably the biggest reason. But like, I mean, it's weird. It'll pop, and like I think some of it is we have a lot of listeners that like travel around the country, and so like they'll go there and listen, and then I think the algorithm kind of like starts showing it to other people while they're there.
I'll probably give you some listeners from Nigeria and Ghana and South Africa, just because I know when we share, I'm gonna definitely support.
Awesome. Oh, nice.
But yeah, so that mean that at the end of the day, we don't want homeowners to get screwed.
Yeah.
And so our whole platform is the idea of, for a homeowner, what can you do to ensure that you're getting the best person to come and do your stuff? And how do you learn that? Well, nobody really teaches you. So we're going to help teach you how to do that. We do product reviews too. So
I like that. Yeah.
We like technology, and so we'll buy something, or we've got a couple of vendors that'll send us stuff, and we'll review them and put it out on the podcast, that kind of stuff.
Isn't that the fun part?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a lot of the fun part.
So I have a question. I would say one, but what are the top 3 things that you have been sent?
That we've been sent
from vendors.
Well, so one of the vendors that has just been huge for us has been Lutron. So they do smart switches for your home, like for lighting and that kind of thing. So we've gotten some pretty cool stuff that they've sent to us.
I'm gonna need their info.
Yeah. Well, we had that, and then we had the grill.
Grill rescue.
Grill rescue.
Yeah, that was
which is a super cool brush for like your grill.
Okay.
So like like a lot of people use like the wire brush.
Yes.
So like that stuff
like
flakes off.
It hurts my.
And gets in your food.
Yeah.
And so like this guy invented this brush that cleans your grill just as well, but with no brushes.
He's a fireman.
Yeah, he's a fireman, and it helps reduce fires that start from your grill.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a super cool like brush. And then we had a guy that sent us he had like a CNC machine. And it's up on the wall in the studio, but it's our logo that he cut out of wood.
That's cool.
And so we hang it up on that's hung up on the wall behind us.
We thought we were gonna have a pretty cool with a new battery powered hand tool company.
Ego?
Yeah, Ego.
Yeah.
And that didn't actually pan out, but like we thought we were like he was getting ready to send us a chainsaw and we didn't get it. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like
we also don't press for it a whole lot.
We don't go after it because it takes work and time.
Plus, like you don't want to. For us, we don't want to get locked into a product. necessarily, so that we can't speak honestly about other products.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, exactly.
And you wanna make sure you're genuine, because it's like, no, I want to make sure if this is bad, y'all don't get this.
Right.
Or like, how about I'm gonna give this back to you? How about I don't say anything because I don't want to mess you up?
Right.
So-
Well, and that's what we've told everybody is like, look, if you send us a product, we're going to be honest about it.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I would want that honesty as a homeowner.
Sure.
And so I'm always looking at reviews for stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is worth it. This is not, but that helps.
Well, check this out. Tonight's episode is actually brought to you by...
That's right, an appliance repair company called Lone Star Appliance Repair.
She
I love
just
it.
teed it up for us right there.
Did, yeah, and
Hey.
and that's one of the things that they're built on is like not screwing the homeowner.
Yeah.
Because it's like so many brands are out there going, well, if you just buy another one, right? And so we're doing a couple of things. We're putting stuff in the landfill that really shouldn't be there probably, and we're wasting money. And so you get a repair company out there that actually knows what they're doing. They come out there, they repair your product, and you get to keep it.
Can give you an honest response as to whether or not you need to get another one or this one can be fixed.
Right,
And most of the
that's
time,
true.
it can be fixed.
Most of the time.
And I just thought about something random, because I talk to homeowners a lot when they're dealing with contractors, and I'm thinking about it now. Like something what I'm learning every day. Have y'all thought about being able to have like a life insurance policy and use that just for like a roof or a repair? So that way, whenever it's time for that moment, you're not stuck. Because like,
You mean like borrowing against your life insurance policy?
no, getting a policy just for repairs.
Ah.
So that way, whenever it's time, and I'm saying this because I talk to people all over America that now, because they didn't prepare, they're now paying for roof replacements and things like that at 10%, 35% interest on stuff. When if you had a policy when that time was there, take the money out, put it on there, you're done.
I may sound stupid. I didn't know that there was such a thing.
I didn't either.
Is there such a thing?
I'm learning a lot. Just
where do you get such a thing?
learning about life insurance, and I'm actually studying to get my license now. I'm not done yet, but it's like there's so much information that they don't teach in school. It's almost upsetting. It's intentional.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'll just say that.
He was sneaking over your shoulder right there.
Just saying
See you,
hi.
Randolph.
No, but like I'm learning a lot. I can't wait until I officially get my license, but it's crazy how people are able to leverage life insurance in a way where people think about death. And I'm telling you, these people that make money, they're taking it, they're leveraging it by getting loans, using it as collateral.
Okay.
And so that way, if you're trying to there's so many different ways to strategize.
Yeah.
And so, like, let's say if you need money, you take this loan, it's as collateral, you transfer that to the bank, and then so there's ways.
Yeah. So are you familiar with Patrick Bet-David?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's how he made all his money.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. No, I didn't know how he made it. I just
Life
figured
insurance.
it's a smart strategy. I had a buddy, he was basically telling me his strategy for all of his nice $300,000 cars and life insurance.
Yeah.
And so it's there's strategies, but when it comes down to just that, people think they need a lot of money. They really don't. They really don't. You can still like make sure whoever you have like in your area, in your state, not every agent is the same. Not every life insurance policy is the same. I'm not going to say what I recommend or don't, but whole life is amazing. I'm going to just say that.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to infinite banking, if people have not heard of that, they need to greatly look up infinite banking. I do know, like, on my podcast, the NFL player, Tony Hills, with his company, he talks about that. That's his whole brand. And they're doing so many videos showing everyday people, like, you don't need to make $100, $200, $300, whatever your tax bracket is, you still can do something for your family. And some of these tools, like, there are these products that will pay you tax-free, like, for 5 years if something happens to you. Or it's just so much stuff that people don't know.
Yeah, no, my wife is heavy into life insurance, mostly because she's just like, I don't want to work when you die.
Yeah.
I think there's like 4 different policies on me at this point.
Yeah.
And like, I think only one of them is a term policy. The rest of them are whole policies. So I think the one of them I've had since I was 15.
Whole is great.
Yeah.
Term really doesn't statistically pay.
No.
Because then that's the part where I didn't want to keep going, because if somebody's listening, I have term, but whole life is great. And then
Term is what it is. It's a term policy. Like, you should only have it for a short amount of time, and then you should be investing in whole policies.
and whenever you think about just wealth strategies, things that I'm learning right now, it's just people just tell everybody to look up infinite banking.
Okay.
Infinite banking, tax-free, you're protected. Like, there's just a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
And then if you ever needed your money, some of these companies, I won't even say because I want people to look for themselves.
Yeah.
Some of these companies, if you're, let's say, needing money, and instead of pulling out money, let's say out of your 401k, and then the market dips, and then you're down $7 or $8 grand, other policies, because you're accumulating all this interest, you know, some of these policies, minimum 5% all the way up to 12% returns. Even in the recession, not the recession, the pandemic, when everyone was losing money.
Same thing.
Certain people with, I know. Certain people with certain policies, while everybody else was losing money, these people, they were getting 11% of their money tax-free.
Dang. Wow. All right, so I don't want to skip over it because you mentioned earlier you have a podcast?
Yeah, I just started one.
How long ago?
Literally, goodness gracious, I would say 6 months ago.
Okay.
We do so much filming because I also started another show, and because I'm helping other people produce stuff, but like everything with my podcast, pretty much if you were doing something to teach and inspire, and then also help people to actually tell them and show them strategies on how to make money, then like please come on the show so we can like learn and grow together. Yeah. So like one of my buddies, he actually, I'm so proud of him. He's only 40 years old. He's done over 9 figures worth of transactions. And when he's coming to my house, he's coming in a couple of weeks and we're going to film. He's going to show people how they can make $100,000 in 100 hours. He has a proven system. There's so much knowledge out there. We just have to ask.
Yeah. What's the name of your show?
The Rosalind Amaka Show.
Okay.
I kept it easy and simple.
There you go. Awesome.
Because at first I wasn't expecting anything to be visual. My brother was the one that pushed me because he's like, you meet all these people. Who am I I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So I figured, I'm like, what are things that I care about? I want to grow. I want to make my life better so I can help take care of my mom. And because like she's older and I'm just thinking about my family. So as much information that I'm learning from my friends that are killing it, and it's helped me in my journey, it's like, man, other people need to hear this too.
Yeah.
It's life-changing information. And then also, I'll even give you an example of inspiration. One of my buddies, he's a military veteran, and it was crazy because when he was at my house, when you see him, he looks like the Hulk. He looks like the Hulk. And he said he was a quadriplegic. And we were like, I'm sorry, what? Everybody in my house just looked at him saying, what? And then he actually shared his story, and he talked about standard procedure. He got vaccinated about 8 times. Well, it was like 8 different shots, standard procedure. Yeah. However, he had a bad reaction, and he couldn't walk for a couple of years. And when it comes down to mindset, what we were talking about, I thought it was fascinating because people in less situations that were like worse than his, they died. Yeah. But when it came down to mindset and repetition of being able to move your hands and feel, something that I thought was powerful of what he said, whenever it came down to his therapy, it took years for him to be able to walk and move and regain that strength. But it came down to like repetition. Even though like he was trying to make his fingers touch, and it was frustrating. It wasn't working. Keep doing it. Repetition. And like literally your mind. And so he was frustrated. Don't stop. Try. And like that, he started getting motion back. His story, it was just beautiful. Yeah. And so I like stuff like that.
So it took him 2 years to get mobility back. That's crazy.
Those are the type of stories that I think are fun.
Yeah.
And so, it's not all about the money. And if you are going to get the money, how do we bless people with it? Because that's what we do at Belongly Media. So like all of our clients, all these strategic partnerships that we have, everyone makes money together, and we all come. It's like, what's this vision that we have? Yeah. And so, it's great.
Awesome. Well, so cool. we have some other guests to get to, but we love getting to chat with you. Yeah. Definitely come and find us afterwards. Love to get a picture. Yeah. And visit some more. So, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they do it?
BelonglyMedia.com. And just because I am very hands-on with my business, I would, for y'all's podcast, Rosalind, ROSELYN, at BelonglyMedia.com. Belongly is spelled BOLAN, as in Nancy, LE. Media.com.
Awesome.
So it's just the beginning, so I'm excited.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for sitting down.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night.
Good night.
Hope
awesome.
we visit some more.
This is amazing.
Oh, man.
I'd like to say that was the first time that's been said about me, but...
today. Not even true then.
Not once has it been true.
No, not at all.
Good convo.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got another guest coming, so we'll
let's see who we got.
Wait on that.
Oh yeah, we got the. Looks like we have a dentist that's going to be able to jump in.
Okay, great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
All right,
are you coming?
Come on
Hello.
in.
How's it going?
Good. How are
good.
you?
Good.
Awesome. There's some headphones right there, and that'll help you hear. And just pull that mic right up to your face.
So we get the fun job of discovering who you are and what you do.
That's right. Tell us about you.
Well, my name's Amber,
Okay.
and our business is Access Surveillance Group. So what we do is we have video surveillance cameras that we place around construction sites, and we monitor these cameras from dusk until dawn. 7
Is
days
this like
a
the little
week.
high-tech rig I saw over here?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I saw some
sir.
blinking lights over there.
All right, before we get too much further, pull that mic a little bit closer.
Oh, okay.
There
Is
you
that
go.
better?
That is
All
better.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's great. So y'all do like around construction sites,
Correct.
and you monitor them.
Yes. we
Okay.
do. And so we do residential or commercial, really whatever the client needs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are these the rigs that I see sometimes? They're like on wheels. That
No.
okay, so not those.
No, ours are stationary. They're in the ground. They're buried and on 10-foot poles.
Oh, okay.
So nobody's going to mess with these cameras unless
Yeah.
they have a ladder.
Okay.
So,
All right.
and as well as the cameras, we do provide off-duty police coordination. So if someone needs a police officer or security guard on site, we do provide that service as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So and like the reason you guys are there, I assume, is to prevent theft of material
Correct.
and vandalism.
Right.
Is that? I mean.
Yes, I mean, that's exactly what we do.
Okay.
I mean, even if, so our cameras, they are triggered by motion.
Right.
And this has to be some kind of a heat signature. So that's only going to trigger from a person or a vehicle or an animal walking around.
Okay. Yeah.
So as soon as we get that notification, we have our monitors, they'll check that. And if it pops up, there's somebody walking around, they're going to call the client like, hey, there's someone walking around your site. Are they supposed to be there?
Right.
And if that client says no, we're going to dispatch police immediately.
Yeah.
And so, we try to mitigate as much theft as possible.
Yeah.
And it does pay off. I mean, we have caught several people in the process of stealing material.
Are you catching them because your cameras are discreet, or they don't care, or?
Honestly, some people are very brazen enough to just do it right in front of the cameras.
Okay.
I guess they maybe think that they're not monitored, even though we have signs up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because I know on home security systems now, if you jump on Nextdoor, people will talk about people doing stuff to their front porch all the time, even though they got a Ring doorbell.
Oh yeah.
But
Absolutely.
what they've done, and most of the time it's kids, but they've just kind of figured out if I wear a gator and I take the license plate off my car, I'm probably going to get away with it.
I mean.
Because
right.
you can't identify them at that point.
That's
I mean,
true.
have you guys experienced that on?
I mean, honestly, we haven't had anybody wearing a mask, ironically.
Oh, really?
So far, no. I mean, we get the best description that we can for the police officers, and, it's in their hands after that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get vehicle description, the person that's committing the offense. and
Okay.
Hopefully they'll get there quick enough to stop them.
And so are these temporary systems?
Yes, I mean, they're only in the ground. They're easily removed. They're not bolted. They're not cemented. They're just buried very securely in the ground. And it's no long-term contracts, just month to month.
Okay.
So we're very flexible. If you just
Yeah.
need it for 1 month, okay, we can deploy our cameras. They'll be there for you.
And are they hardwired? How are they
No.
getting power?
So all these systems are self-contained. They're all solar powered, and
Oh,
our
cool.
cameras run off of cellular towers. So we can put out in remote areas. As long as they have decent cell phone signal, we can get antennas that should pick it up.
Oh, wow.
So we don't need any power source required. It's all self-contained.
So battery, solar panels,
Correct.
broadcaster, everything's just up at the top?
Right, everything's in in our box that sits on top of the pole. These boxes are secure. It's locked. No one can get in it.
Okay.
So no one should be messing with these cameras. And like I said, it's 10 foot off the ground.
Yeah.
Good luck. You're gonna
Right.
get up there.
And so
Right.
it's just a camera up there. There's no y'all can't speak through them, can you?
Actually, we can. These
Okay, good.
cameras, we can speak through them. They do have a siren on them as well. It does record playback as well. So even though we're not monitoring during the day, if it does get triggered for some kind of motion, it'll record at least usually 30-second clip. We can set it longer.
Yeah.
And so if something does happen during the day, we should have video evidence of that happening.
So if we have, say I'm building a home, it would be a good idea to have this on site.
Oh, absolutely.
Just to, a lot of people don't realize, even though you have a contractor there, they may not be liable for materials stolen. Like you maybe have to pay more if those walk off, and so like that's I mean I would imagine y'all's service would be a lot cheaper than
exactly
stolen material.
Yeah,
right. So our cameras do start at $395 a month for our single tower. And yeah, if you take that into consideration, that's not that much money per day. And if you're talking about $2,000 worth of material, that's just gone. That's out of your pocket.
$2,000 worth of material is like a box of screws these days. It's like, that's not even. Yeah, it's like one 2x4.
Right, 2 pieces of wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So I mean, yeah, you would be out that much money.
Absolutely.
Just gone.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, yeah, because we interviewed. We had a really cool interview with a guy. I don't know. It's probably a year and a half ago now. David Sellinger.
Yeah.
And so they do.
AI assisted home security.
Yeah, exactly. But they have people that are monitored. That they, if someone comes on the property, they can tell them, hey, who are you?
Right.
And it's a live person actually talking to them. Hey, who are you? Why are you here? And if you don't leave, we're going to call the cops. That kind of thing. And so having the ability to speak through the camera, like, it's amazing what. People know if it's a robot.
Right, exactly.
It's like, and he said that he's even had people like, well, you're not real. And he's like, well, if I'm not real, how do I know you're wearing a blue shirt right now, and you're wearing this hat that has this logo on it, and you drove up in this car? Like, how do I know? And they're like, oh.
Yeah. Like,
well, that's not very good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. It does. I mean, that makes a big difference, and we can't say, like, hey, who are you? And some people do, like, hey, I'm the sheetrock guy or something.
Right.
So, I mean, that does happen. But our monitors are very good at watching that, anything that's triggered. And if, there was someone walking around, our monitors are going to call the client. They're going to be like, hey, there's a guy walking around the back of the house. Are they supposed to be there?
Yeah.
And as soon as they're like, no, then we're going to dispatch police. So, I mean, our monitors are on it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get to know, like, are you the sheetrock guy? Like, I'm the sheetrock guy.
Right.
Okay. Well, like, why are you fidgeting and starting to run?
Right, exactly.
It's like, I'm not the sheetrock guy. I don't know. Leave me alone.
I was told to say sheetrock.
Sheetrock. Sheetrock. Why are you're so nervous right now?
Exactly.
All right. So I got to know what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen come across the camera?
We had a guy. I'm not sure if he was on drugs or drunk or something.
Let's
but
just
he was
assume
just
drugs.
Like,
Yeah.
going around and just stealing trash from one of the construction sites, like literal trash, and we were like, okay. So, I mean,
He's cleaning.
right.
I think you have
just
an
watered
orange
the
peel,
trash.
sir. That is an orange peel. And the reason I said orange peel is because we just got through building a house for my mother-in-law, and I have never in my life picked up more orange peels
Oh my gosh.
than the construction workers that left.
Orange peels on the ground.
Oh my goodness. I mean, literally a day I would pick up 20
Oh, wow.
orange peels every day. And I'm like, well, they never get sick, I guess.
I would just leave them there, man.
Just
You'll get like a citrusy aroma
Well,
around
I have
the property.
dogs
Uh-huh.
that will eat anything.
Are orange peels bad for
I
dogs?
can't imagine they're good if you eat 20 of them.
Why? Yeah.
So, anyway, but that's hilarious.
Yeah. Maybe you'll get an orange tree.
Probably not. Not that lucky. Not that lucky.
Right.
All right, so he's picking up trash.
Yeah. Just
That's nuts.
taking the trash. We're
That's
like,
nuts.
Okay.
What did you do?
Well, I think they had called the client because they were like, hey, there's this guy walking around, and they were just like, nobody's supposed to be there, but they watched him for a while. He didn't try to break into the buildings. He was just taking the trash.
It's like,
So
could
we're
you bag that
okay.
up and put it on the sidewalk,
Right.
please, when you're done?
Got a
That'd
roll
be
of
great.
Glad bags right over there.
That's right. The next night you leave him there just in case.
Right.
You never know. He might be back.
Okay, so that's actually an interesting point. So I assume you have a portal then that your clients who are renting from you can actually jump on and see
Correct.
what's going on.
Yes.
So if you guys have a question, you can go, hey, this is going on.
Right.
Take a look.
Is this
Do
the
we need-
sheetrock guy?
Yes, right.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, we do use the app, and so our clients do have access to their cameras while they're renting them, and so they can watch them whenever they feel like it. But we
Oh, wow.
are watching them,
They can literally
every night.
just,
So
cast it up on the TV and just sit
Yeah.
there and watch the site all night long.
exactly. So
Why not?
yeah.
Well, I think it's a really
It's
good
not like
service.
there's anything else good on. I mean,
No, there's
Right.
definitely not. I love the service because, again, we didn't have issue at our house just because where the house was being built. I mean,
Right.
the deer were the only thing interested in it, but I just can imagine. That, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people, they don't realize that sites like that, people are curious too,
Oh yeah.
and they just want to. I mean, I would imagine like the neighbor down the road, you getting a new house built. And after hours, they're going to go around with a flashlight and
Right.
start looking around, and it may be harmless, but it's like, here's the problem: the homeowner, even if they've not finished building that home, is liable
Right.
for people that are on their property.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, no, get out of here,
Right.
you knucklehead.
And sometimes it only takes just bumping the siren at some people,
Uh-huh.
and they'll head out. I mean, we had that happen the other night. It looked like some just neighborhood boys
Yeah.
walking around, in the construction, and we just hit the siren a couple times, and they turned around and left.
Yeah.
So I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. But
Yeah.
our monitors are watching always. So
Man, I had a friend telling me not too long ago that his son actually got in big trouble because they'd gone down to this area. There was some private property. It was under construction. There were like new housing development that was going in down there. And they knew they weren't supposed to be down there, and there's cameras everywhere. And the cops showed up, and like they wound up getting a phone call at home. I was like, "Hey, is this your son?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You need to come get him because he's down here in this area." And like,
right.
if you don't come get him, we're going to take him, type of thing. And,
Gosh.
and it was like, and of course, he got in quite a bit of trouble at home too. But like, I mean, a lot of that kind of stuff, like kids, they just think it's fun. Like they don't really know what they're doing. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of, I mean, construction sites are dangerous.
They are.
There's a lot of stuff just like hanging out that you might not see. I mean, you walk into something, a board that you didn't know was there, or
Nails.
there's nails everywhere.
Right.
Literally everywhere. And there's holes in the ground and like stuff that you didn't know. I mean, goodness gracious, I don't know. They're not a safe place.
Right.
They're really not. You don't need to be there. So cameras can help
Exactly.
for sure.
And it does help, even so, just having the cameras there present, saying they are monitored.
It's a deterrent.
It is a deterrent,
Yeah.
and it keeps people curious ones away, and hopefully the people that are brazen enough to steal, maybe they'll think twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if
It's like-
if there's GCs out there listening or other companies that need your services, how do they get a hold of you?
So you can give us a call at 936-553-8582, or you can go to our website, which is accesssurveillancegroup.com, and we have a little form on there that you can fill out, and we'll have somebody contact you.
Cool. Are you guys on any social media or anything?
We are.
Like
We're on Facebook. I believe that's all we're on right now, but
Okay.
just search Facebook for Access Surveillance Group, and we're there.
Do y'all work all over the Houston area?
We
or?
are in the greater Houston area. We are licensed for the state of Texas, so
Okay.
we can go further. Prefer to stay within
Sure,
the
yeah.
local area,
Right.
but we do have some cameras in out in San Antonio. We have some in Austin, and we do have some up in Garland.
Okay.
So
Great.
we're kind of all over the place.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so
Very
much for
cool.
sitting down with
Thank
us
you.
tonight. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice
Have a
to
great
meet you
evening.
guys.
Yeah. Have
Thank
have
you.
fun time at the event.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Oh man. Good.
Yeah. Dude, we're very quickly bumping up against 2 hours, man.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm getting fearful that Adrian has forgotten about my tacos.
He was supposed to get you tacos.
He was supposed to get me
Did
tacos.
you give him money to get them?
No, I didn't give him money
No, he owes you.
because now I would be the giant fool that gave him money.
And
got no tacos.
And you're not gonna. I mean, you're gonna have to find the lawyer person and get a lien.
That's right. I'm gonna put a lien on his house to get my
on his house
tacos.
to get tacos.
So I don't even know if they're still making tacos out
They
there.
better be.
I know.
We're gonna shut this thing down.
There's tacos.
where are you running the taco man? Isn't that good? Oh, man. Well, do you
goodness.
know if we have anybody on the list still that we're waiting on?
I think there's a couple more, honestly.
Okay.
We'll see if they actually get over
Some
here.
guys over.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, there he is. Maybe he'll bring some people over. Well,
Yeah.
while we're doing that, let's just take a moment and
Thank our sponsor.
Thank our sponsor. Yeah, thank you so much to Lone Star Appliance Repair. They're located in Conroe, but they work all over.
They're all over the place, man.
Yeah, and they'll come and repair your appliances. So it's a really good
I
deal.
will say this: like everyone that I've ever referred to them has been super happy with the service.
Yeah.
They just do such a tremendous job that people actually thank me when I send them their way.
How's it going?
And so, like, they've been a tremendous sponsor of the show. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring tonight. If you want to get a hold of them, how do you get a hold of them, Kev?
Yeah, just give them a call, 936-647-2364, or you can go Google them on the Googles.
The Google. Do the
And,
Google.
Lone Star Appliance Repair is where you will find them. So, yeah, if you need anything, give them a call.
Absolutely.
All right.
How you doing, sir?
I'm great. How are you guys doing? What's
Very
going
good.
on?
Nothing much. I'm Craig. This is Kevin. And you are?
I'm Ron Rana.
Ron Rana.
Absolutely. I was just told come sit down, do an interview, and that's all I do is interviews. So I'm like,
But let's do it.
let's do it. What's going on?
Okay, so
cool.
what do you do?
So obviously, I just told you my name, Ron Rana. I'm a real estate entrepreneur,
Okay.
motivational speaker, and best-selling author.
What?
I own multiple companies. We're based out of here in Houston, but my main company is Investopia Online. We are a nationally recognized, one of the top wholesaling companies in the country. So we find distressed properties for investors.
Okay.
I also have an education brand where we teach people how to get into real estate, how to find off-market distressed properties. So that's kind of the gist of it.
Nice.
Flip it and sell it, right?
Is your book on Amazon?
It is on Amazon. It is a #1 best-selling book on Amazon.
Oh, it's right there.
It's right here. Absolutely. Yep.
Can we
It's
take a look at that?
Yeah. The Real Estate Investors Dictionary. Hit #1 on Amazon. It was featured in Times Square, New York City. So I had a billboard in Times Square.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got a massive social media following, 1 million plus across all social media. So, thank you guys for having me on your show. I looked up your channel. Definitely inspired. It's really cool. It's being broadcast on my YouTube, TikTok. We're right now you guys are being broadcast. So
Awesome.
We
Well,
shared
thank
here
you.
on Facebook. So absolutely.
Dude, this is awesome.
Thank you.
When did you write this?
I wrote that book probably about a year and a half ago, and became a #1 new release. In the first month, we sold over 4,172 copies. Don't ask me how I know that number, but yeah. So, people show me a lot of love in the real estate space. We're here really just to, inspire and impact people. A little bit about my background is I come from the automobile industry, 11 years in the car business.
Okay.
So two things that I walked into my back pocket coming into this industry about 5 years ago was building rapport and negotiation. That's the top hardest things that people don't get in this business, right? Is learning how to master building rapport and negotiation. So I kind of walked in doing that, but I was doing the corporate America grind. Kevin O'Leary said it the best. He said, hire someone to help build your dreams, otherwise somebody will hire you to build theirs. After 11 years of doing that, I was done building someone else's dream, and I really wanted to get out of the corporate America hustle and bustle, especially the car business. It's a grind. I've got
Were you selling Bentleys?
I actually own a Bentley.
Okay.
I wasn't selling Bentleys. I bought one, and they didn't give me this hat. I had to buy one. I've just bought my own private plane. A week ago. We're hangared at West Houston, and they didn't give me a hat either. So
come on,
I'm pretty mad at Cessna right now.
What kind of plane did you get?
It's a Cessna.
Nice.
And I'm getting my private pilot's license because I have a fear of heights, and to overcome it, let's go buy a plane and fly it.
Yeah.
So, I'm a big believer in overcoming your mind and overcoming obstacles. So one of my biggest obstacles is I truly do have a fear of heights. And I said, you know what? I want to overcome that because I don't want to show my children that's something I was afraid of and I didn't go out and achieve.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 boys, ages 10, 8, and 2.
Awesome.
And just to inspire, the most thing is just inspiring them. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, I'm here to truly give back to the real estate community as we have been for years and years and years. Our educational brand has truly impacted many people. I've got students doing over $1 million a year wholesaling.
Oh, wow.
So it's been very, very life-changing for a lot of people.
So for people that don't know, because you've said it a couple times, wholesaling. What is wholesaling?
So wholesaling, in a nutshell, I'm basically finding a distressed seller who's going through either a probate, a pre-foreclosure, a vacancy, a divorce, and there's so many other situations, inherited property. What we're doing here is we're locating distressed sellers. We're getting the property under contract. So I've got, for example, a piece of paper, right? I've got my equitable interest in the contract here. I've got my rights in the contract. I now find a cash buyer who will pay me X amount for that contract. So I've got this house under contract, say in A-Leaf, for $150,000. I have a buyer willing to give me $160,000. How much did I just make? 10 grand? And I've only done this within a few hours of span. What was the last time you made $10,000 working a couple of hours? And that's the beautiful part about wholesaling. So all I'm doing is I'm selling the piece of paper, my rights, to that end buyer, they're going to go out, the ARV in the property is say around 300 grand. They're going to go out, flip it. The number works for them. I'm basically the middleman. Call me the drug dealer of real estate.
Sure, yeah.
Right? I'm the Pablo Escobar of real estate. I am the plug. So I'm finding deeply discounted properties for investors, and they don't want to go out and spend, $30, $40, $50,000 in marketing. They just say, Ron, find me a deal. Because the hardest part about this business is what? Finding a deal, right? And the numbers, everybody says the numbers have to make sense.
So what are your buyers then? Why are they looking for these distressed properties? Because they want them for themselves, or they're investors?
They're flipping them?
So they're investors. There's multiple exit strategies when you're investing in real estate. Number one, obviously, wholesaling. Number two is fixing and flipping. Number three is buying and holding.
Right.
Number four is some of them use the BRRRR method.
Right.
And there's multiple exit strategies that our buyers use. Obviously, real estate is what? Wealth building.
Yeah.
The name of the game is to build wealth. So there's definitely a lot of benefit when people obviously are investing in real estate. And how do they do that? Is they got to first find a property. Find a property low enough so where they can go in, right? The numbers have to make sense, and then they go out, flip it, rehab it, make their money, and then boom from there. It's kind of like we all have that HGTV syndrome, right? The only thing HGTV doesn't teach us is that, the $80K that they made in 30 minutes, there were expenses there,
Sure.
right? There were fees, there was closing costs, right?
And massive time lapse on that show.
And there's a massive time lapse on the show.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what we do is we are a solutions provider. We provide solutions for the seller who, if it wasn't for people like myself, they would have been through a foreclosure. A foreclosure on your credit lasts up to 7 years, right? Bankruptcies last years and years and years.
Right.
So we come in as cash buyers, and now we're taking them out of that particular situation.
Wow.
So you're helping the seller.
Yes.
You're giving the buyer an opportunity.
A great deal.
And at the end of the day, this is what a lot of people don't understand about, in my opinion, about the real estate market is that the people that are doing this, they're actually increasing home values in the neighborhood.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like not only are they making a lot of money, but they're helping the other people around them. And it's one of those deals like, that was just a house flip. Well, a house flip could be really good.
Yeah.
If it's being done correctly. And I mean, you mentioned the BRRRR method, which I think is like a huge thing in today's real estate market.
It's massive.
I think the guy over at Bigger Pockets claims he invented that.
He probably did.
Hey, he probably did.
I don't.
Do you know that guy's name? What is it? Josh?
It's Josh something. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I listened to a lot of their podcasts, and they have
shout out to them. They're the goats. They've been doing it for a long time.
They're still killing it.
Yeah, they're
like on their third or fourth host for that show.
Oh, absolutely.
They're doing amazing.
I think
things.
David Green's doing it now. Is he the main host?
I don't even know. I mean, because what I started doing, I started watching like the Real Estate Rookie, which was one of their spinoffs. They have multiples, and it was just really interesting hearing some of the way they kind of. It's a mindset.
It is a mindset
because a lot of people come from a mindset of poverty, a poverty mindset,
a broken
right?
background.
That's right. And
Yeah.
it's not, and I don't mean when I say poverty, and I don't mean like people are seriously poor. But what they think is if I don't keep working in this job, then I will be poor.
Yeah.
Instead of going, well, there's ways for me to actually make money that will make me wealthy.
Yeah.
And it's a different mindset.
And the statistics show us that, and it's true, Americans are one paycheck away from poverty.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is in America right now. So our goal as, business owner, as entrepreneurs, is that we want to inspire people to break their generational curses. Many of us are walking through life being generational thieves, and we don't even know it, right? We're working for someone. We're helping building someone else's dream. There's nothing wrong with that, but at the end of the day, who's helping you build your dreams? Right?
Yeah.
Who's helping you build your economy? Because look at inflation now. You talked about ARV, right? Inflation is at an all-time high. And let's face it, the government's not going to come and save you. They're the same people that told us we needed a $1,200 stimulus check that'll last us a year.
Yeah.
And they're making millions of dollars.
By the way, you're going to have to pay taxes on that.
Absolutely. Shout out to my boy Sloppy Joe Biden. It's what Sloppy Joe, it is what it is. But don't get me started on that. But at the end of the day, if you don't take action, Nothing works. And going to your line about poverty, it's true. I was poor. I'm raised by a single mother. I'm one of 4 children, but I retired my mother through real estate, right? That's the power of real estate. And real estate is such a great vehicle that nobody can actually put it in their pocket and steal it from you, right? It'll last you. At the end of the day, it is something you can touch, feel, smell it. And the saying is true: buy as much land because God's not making any more of it.
Yeah.
You know,
that is the famous Lex Luthor line.
Absolutely, right? And that saying is true, along with, you know, don't wait to buy real estate, buy real estate and wait. And we talk a lot about in our multifamily sector. I also teach my students how to source off-market multifamily deals. So we do a variety of deals. We do land, single family, multifamily, storage unit, commercial properties. I mean, my multifamily deals are massive. One multifamily deal, we made $390,000 wholesale fee with no money down. We didn't use any of our credits. We didn't use any banks with no license. That's why wholesaling is so lucrative, because people obviously are getting into this with, you know, none of the above. Now, at the end of the day, are there some bad apples out there? Yes, there are. And I'm all for, you know, regulations on wholesalers because there are people running rapid. There are people who are you know, leaving sellers high and dry at closing, right? Their wholesalers are saying, you know, you have Sally Mae, no pun intended, you have Sally Mae, you know, who's getting married to Freddie Mac in Florida. She lives in California. She's moved everything. She's moving to Florida now, and the wholesaler goes, hey, I can't close on your house on closing day. And she's 80, you know, she's almost 60, 70 years old. You know, that's not right.
She'd have to be with a name like Fannie.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's about doing the right thing, and it's about doing the ethical thing, and that's exactly what you know, we preach, we practice. And we're local investors in this market. My office is located on Eldridge and Briar Forest. I'm a storefront, so if any of your viewers want to come by and chat just real estate, let's talk, let's chop shop, and I would love to.
Let me ask you some questions, because I know there's a lot of people that find real estate an intriguing investment thing, and like with wholesaling, you know, I think a lot of people get into real estate because they want mailbox money.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They want that passive income because they've listened to Kiyosaki, and, you know, like they don't want to do any work.
The quadrant,
and so with wholesaling, you got to churn.
Yes.
I mean, you got to work, and so like, you know, like that's I think where people can look at some like what you're doing, and go, okay, but that sounds like a job.
Yeah,
and it is.
It is in one way. Yes,
but I think that's an illusion that most people have, thinking like the other one's not.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. False security. Social Security will not be there for us. It's already being depleted. SSI, you know, retirement accounts, it's gone. Pretty much. Look how much money is being pumped into the Federal Reserve, right? China's deregulating us. You've got Russia deregulating the US dollar. It's getting nuts. At the end of the day, no one is going to care about your money than you. You've got to go out there and take action because your family, your children are counting on you, not the government, to save them.
And to your point, I mean, if you're not paying attention, what is it, BRIC? The alliance that these other countries have made pretty much against the U.S. dollar.
Right. Yes.
Like they are, it's a cabal to take down the dollar.
Yeah, India's a part of it too.
What is it?
Russia, China, India.
What's the B?
I know what it is. It's not Budapest.
Uzbekistan? No, I'm just kidding.
The powerhouse of Uzbekistan.
I don't remember who it is.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But
we'll figure it out.
It's important, but like we just can't think of the name, right?
But
no, it's Brazil.
Brazil. It's happening. Yeah, it's happening right now.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, and you know, the economy will tell us at the end of the day what the numbers are. You know, if you go on HAR.com, Houston Association of Realtors, our numbers have decreased. I love economics. The numbers don't lie, right? Year over year, from 2021 to 2022, we've had a minus 31.4% decrease in home sales. The market is shifting. The Californians came and they bought up most of the real estate because it's cheap. Right? There was a time where we were getting $100,000 above asking on prices because a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in Houston, is cheap at $650,000 versus $1.some million in California,
Yep.
or $2-3
million,
million,
yeah.
$2 or $3 million in California. So obviously there's saying don't California my Texas,
Yeah.
but they've boosted our economy massively, right? And Houston is a bubble of its own. I believe Texas should be its own country, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how we are.
There's a lot of people that think like that. Yeah.
There's a massive boiling pot, right? We have diversity here. We have so much culture in Houston. We have the energy corridor. We have oil and gas. We have the ship channel.
Yep.
We have medical center here. Houston is the boiling point. Matter of fact, 2 days ago, Fox 26 Houston News Channel released on their media page, Houston is the #1 city in the nation as far as thriving goes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, and so from your perspective, because this is something that we talk about on the show quite a bit.
Okay.
Because people come to us and like they're buying homes. We have real estate agents on, all these kinds of. We're interested in what the market's doing.
Yeah.
And so he and I have had a disagreement over the last year as to what the market's going to be doing.
Yeah.
And so from your perspective, do you think? I mean, and we had an article that said that over this year that Austin was going to see a 25% decrease in property values.
That is correct.
So, like, what are you seeing that's what's on the horizon for like 2024?
So the market is definitely shifting. We went from a seller's market to we're now in a buyer's market. Days on market, the average days on market went from 34 days all the way up to 50 plus. We're at 56, 57. Don't quote me on it. I just looked at the numbers yesterday and I forgot what I ate for breakfast today. But the numbers are there. It's definitely somewhere around there. 2024 will be interesting to see after the dust settles with the interest rates that are going. Obviously, I'm not an economics. I can't forecast it, but the writing's on the wall, like they say, right? Where is the economy going? It's going to shit. That's it. At the end of the day, you got to be your own economy. You've got to save your own bucket. Americans only have $1,000 in their savings. An average American
That's like
has
a
less
good
than
one.
I was going to say, I'm impressed whenever I hear that. Because a
crazy.
lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
I get depressed when I hear that.
It is depressing.
It is.
No, it is.
I mean, and mostly because a lot of times it's not because they don't have the means to save more.
Well, but they've got a poverty mindset.
We live
It
above
makes a
our
difference.
means.
We do.
Most everybody does.
I think that's the thing is like, we live in such a way. It's like I gotta do what you do, or I gotta do what you do.
Yeah.
I gotta have that house, or I gotta have that car, and I gotta do all these things. And at the end of the day, it's like, and you mentioned it. Like your family's the biggest thing, in my opinion. Like you've got to take care of yourself and your family, and at the end of the day, like I don't care what you drive. Most people don't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
All.
I mean,
No.
if you can buy it, buy it. But if you can't, don't.
Yeah.
But that's really what it comes down to. And for a lot of people, it's hard to hold on to money.
Yeah.
It's easy to get rid of it, and they're in massive amount of credit card debt.
Yeah.
And they just don't know what to do. And so what I find interesting about the real estate sector of things is there's no ceiling.
Yeah.
I think so many people hit their ceiling early in life, and they don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
Real estate, there's no ceiling.
There is no cap.
There's no cap.
There's no cap.
You are the ceiling.
Yeah.
You are the lid.
Your mind
at
is
that point.
your mind is the ceiling. At the end of the day, the most important real estate you will ever have is the inch between your left side and your right side of your brain, right? That's the most important part. And you have to keep growing. You have to keep feeding yourself. You have to keep Jim Rohn said it the best. He said reading a book a month is like, taking a shower. You have to read a book or two a month, right? It's like taking a shower for your brain. Hopefully everyone takes a shower who's viewing the show.
Or on the show.
Right? But at the end of the day, you got to keep feeding your mind, right?
Yeah.
And that's where we're really where we're at. And I believe it's our fiduciary responsibility for people who have a social media following to go out there and impact people, to go out there and inspire people, to go and take action, right? Some people just need to fire their bosses, and some people just need to get out of their way.
Yeah.
Because you're your biggest enemy. You are your biggest enemy at the end of the day. You're gonna be the difference between making $100,000 a year, making $1 million a year, right? And the saying is true. There's a devil at every level. The guy who's making $1 million a year has different problems than the guy who's making $100 million a year.
Yeah.
So again, right? You got to get yourself out of the way. Mindset plays a massive, massive part. Chapter 1 of my book is mindset. That's how important. That's how important it is. And there's so much knowledge. It's again, it's an entire dictionary. Everything from arbitration to zoning. we have to know this stuff. The problem with wholesaling, and can I be real with you guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
The problem with wholesaling is not only just obviously, not as regulated as it should be, but is misinformation. People go on YouTube University, they watch a 2-minute video on how to fill out a contract. All of a sudden, they're locked into somebody's house. They get sued and then say, oh, wholesaling doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Misinformation and misguidance. There are many people out there who will take 90 grand out of your pocket to teach you, right?
A lesson,
the secret sauce, the secret method, right? At the end of the day, follow people who are actually doing the business.
Yeah.
Don't follow the gurus. Follow people who are actually in the trenches, who are in your local market. So I'm sure you guys have viewers all across the country. Find someone who's doing it. And if you're in Houston, reach out to me. I would love to definitely sit down with your viewers and talk shop and how we can help them build their wealth, just like we're doing for a lot of people.
Yeah, the thing that you're talking about is actually really good advice I heard from Jim Rohn one time. It's like, look, one of the best things you can do is find somebody who's doing the thing that you want to be or doing the thing that you want to do. Invite them to dinner.
Yeah.
Spend time with them.
Take dinner costs what?
$60 maybe.
$60. But take them to dinner and just ask them questions.
Yeah.
How did you do what you did?
Yeah.
How did you get where you are? And then how did you do that thing? And because dinner is a 2 or 3 hour conversation.
Yeah.
Utilize that time.
And the thing I want to add to that is that I get people who want to pick my brain all the time.
Sure.
I feel like I got a bunch of axes in my head because people are like, Ron, I want to take you to lunch. I want to take you to dinner. Brother, I only got 24 hours in a day.
That's right.
Yeah.
We all got 24 hours in a day. Either I'm going to get a job, I'm going to treat this like a job and not spend time with my children. Mm-hmm. Damn, I got into this business to spend time with my kids.
Yeah.
Right. And now you're pulling me away from that, right? I'm not opposed to sitting down with people, but bring value to the table.
Yes.
When I first got started, my main question was, how can I serve you? They're like, what? Wait. Normally people ask me, what can you do for me? What can you do for me?
Yeah, right.
And I came with the angle of, hey, can I cold call for you? Can I go put some door hangers for you? Can I go drive you around neighborhoods and see what you look for in properties? That's the biggest lesson that I would tell somebody listening. Be a servant. Be a true servant, right? And just go out there and offer your services, because somebody of my magnitude or anyone who's doing high volume and who's successful in this business, they're not going to want to give you all their secrets, because why?
Right.
I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in my education is not cheap.
Right.
But when you come to me and said, hey, how can I serve you? Obviously, I don't need somebody. I've had people offer to wash my car. I'm like, no, I'm good. First of all, you'll scratch it. Right. No. I'm just kidding. But no,
I had to pay for this hat.
We're not looking, right? We're looking for people who are really hungry, who really want to take action, right? That's the difference between the 1% and the 99%. We live in such an entitled society. Give me, right? And being, leadership, again, don't get me started on the whole democratic thing, but we live in entitlement society. People are expecting things. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Who are you? Why? I've had people call me and say, you owe me. I don't know you shit.
I don't even know you.
What? I don't know you.
Who are you?
I've been this, I've been that, I've been grinding and this. Well, good for you. I've done that too.
Yeah.
I came out of the mud. No one was there to help me to get out of the mud, right? Now that I'm a success, I want to help as many people as we can. And I tell people, have you done this? Have you done that? And this is before the book. Now I just tell people, hey, have you read the book?
Yeah.
Straight up plug. It's a couple bucks on Amazon.
Yeah.
Right? And go buy it and go read it, because it's the no bullshit. It's going to give you all the details of how to get your first deal. I mean, on average, our students are getting their first deal within 2 weeks. So we've been able to dial it down. We've been able to hone in into our marketing. Mm-hmm. We know what we're looking for. And we take the partnership approach with our students. We partner with students on deals.
Okay.
So that's how we're successful.
So you have like a program that people can step into, and you're going to help them.
Yeah, we do
navigate.
free seminars. We do free workshops. It's not a Tony Robbins raw trampoline jumping seminar.
Sure.
It is a true grits. It talks about everything. I know this is a contractor network.
Yeah.
We talk about contracting prices, price per square foot. We really give them that education. So anyone else, I'd love to plug my phone number. If
please. Whatever you want to put up there, man.
If people want to reach out to us, my number is 832. Hold on, I forgot my number. 501-3464. 832-501-3464. 3464. Text us the word podcast, and what we'll do is, I know they'll be coming from you guys.
Okay.
If you guys text me the word podcast, I will send you a copy for free of my book.
There you go.
Nice.
That's huge.
That's for you guys.
Well, thank you, man.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Dude, thank
All
you
right.
for coming on. This is awesome.
glad you're here.
I'm excited to check the book out.
Yeah, me too.
So I do have a quick question about it, just because I'm curious. Did you self-publish?
I did.
So,
I
okay.
did self-publish.
The reason I wanted to ask that
And
is
I don't have a
because-
ghostwriter either. I wrote this myself.
Awesome. The reason I wanted to ask that is because I think there's a lot of people out there that have a book idea
Yeah.
that feel like there's a barrier to entry because
yeah.
you need a publisher.
Yeah.
Right? And you just, I'm going to
Yeah.
publish it myself. Did
Yeah.
you do it through Amazon?
I did it through Amazon, and then I used my leverage through Amazon to get into Barnes & Nobles.
Oh,
so
wow.
it'll be available in Barnes & Noble. A self-published book.
That's
From
awesome.
a brown kid from A-Leaf. I haven't done bad for myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
So at the end of the day, my people are the doctors, engineers, or working at gas stations.
Yeah.
I'm breaking the cultural barrier. I'm here to inspire people. You know, you don't have to be a specific color to be successful in this
No.
world. At the
Not
end of the day,
even close.
yeah. I'm sure you guys are getting flooded on your comments right now, and
No, we're good.
A lot of people are.
Oh,
you know,
Jose's
tuning in.
actually excited that you're on.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. I don't know who Jose is, but thank you, Jose, for tuning in. And, I love to come back on your show anytime you have it.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'm a local cat here, and we'll love to, sit down and chop
sweet.
shop more.
So our studio is up in Conroe, but we're at every single one of these events.
Yeah,
So, we do a live event here, and then we do one up in Magnolia for another group. We love doing live events.
Okay.
Because we get to come meet guys like you that we
right.
normally wouldn't get to.
Well, let me come to you because I'm finding an excuse to fly my plane. So
Yeah. You wanna
I
go
come
to
from-
Conroe?
Yes, Conroe CXO. Yeah,
That's an awesome airport.
Yeah. Well,
Have you been there?
I have been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
They
hanging
got
there
Black
for 2
Walnut
days.
Cafe there.
They do, right upstairs. Yeah, I was hanging there for 2 days a couple days ago because of the storm that came in.
Oh,
I
yeah.
flew my plane from Kentucky to Houston a week ago, and then that big old storm came in, and we had to hangar 2 days in Conroe at CXO. But now I'm hangared at West Houston.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd love to have you guys at my hangar. Let's do a podcast in the hangar.
Okay.
I'm down.
That would be dope, right?
I'm in.
That would be cool. We've got jets in the back. and
Yeah.
that
I'm
would
in.
be a scenery, right?
I'm in.
Again, this is about inspiring people. Let's go
Yeah.
out there. Let's impact as many people as we can.
I love
Cool.
it.
Yeah.
Ron, thank you so much for coming on the show,
thank
buddy.
you guys
Really
so
good to
much
meet
for
you.
having me. Appreciate you guys. Once again, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And again, if anyone wants to look me up on social media, it's Ron Rana 1.
Okay.
RONRANA 1.
Awesome.
So they can plug us there, look us up, and yeah, we'll love to help anyone out.
We'll link up the book and all the.
Yeah, I'll leave this with you guys.
Oh,
Here
dude,
you go.
fantastic.
There's your copy.
Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely. I
Thank
got your copy down there too. So
Dude, you're fantastic.
We'd love to take
you
a
so much.
photo with you guys. Once
do
this
it.
is
For
all
sure,
done.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys.
I don't know how many more of these we got, but I think we're probably fixing to wrap up.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, but yeah, go meet people, dude. We'll catch up with you in a minute.
I'm gonna go network and do my thing. Thank
Do
you
your thing.
guys.
Thank you, Ron.
All right.
Take care. Bye bye.
So,
Man, some people are just fun to talk to.
yeah,
I love it.
especially when they bring goodies,
Yes, free stuff is always good.
as featured on Yahoo Finance.
Man, that's good stuff.
Yeah, dude, he sounds like he's killing it.
I think so. I think he absolutely is.
No,
All right.
we got. Are you coming over? Who we got? What's up, Alan?
Alan, what's up, dude?
Are you leaving or are you here?
Come on in,
I'm
grab
gonna
a seat.
visit for a minute. Okay. Oh, you got another one? Oh, okay, I got you.
How's it going?
It's good. I mean, goodness, we're
I could tell you stories about this place and it's scary.
about this place.
Yeah, someday I'll tell you a story about how a very good friend of mine shot the urinal off of the wall.
I can't wait. Let's do lunch.
For those of you that can't hear,
You can always have me on the show and I can
just-
tell you really crazy stories.
He's got to get back on the show.
one of our former guests, Steve Spoo, was just telling us, how he goes, I need to tell you the story about how my friend shot the urinal off the wall. I think you just did.
All right, bud. All right, well, we got another guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
How you doing, sir?
welcome.
Doing all right. How about you guys?
Good. What's your name?
My name is Jorge Vallejo. I'm with K&K Construction.
Okay. What kind of construction you guys do?
We're general contractors. Basically, we do house flippings, but mostly we deal with home remodels
Okay.
and residential, and we're now going into commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like outfitting like storefronts and stuff like that?
Yes, and we just got done rehabbing an apartment complex, about 84 units.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's
Like you just finished?
We spent about a month there, and we just got done last week.
84 units in a month.
Well, not 84, but the
Okay.
apartment complex was 84 units.
Okay. How many units did you guys knock out?
Well, we knocked out quite a few. I'm not going to.
You don't know how? You don't remember how many?
Well, I'm going to say it was more than a handful.
Okay.
There you go.
So with like an apartment place like that, are you guys get brought in because like they have some units that have just gotten dilapidated because they've been abused, or is it like, hey, it's just time? Or
More so, we also did the facade, the front, the entryway, which is one of the biggest things that the owner wanted.
yes, that's how they get people in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you see is when you're passing by, if you see something ugly,
Yeah, you're not gonna stop.
You're going
That's
to
right.
keep going.
Yeah.
So we were able to go ahead and create a better front facade, front entry
Yeah.
for him, and basically, they're going one by one, and eventually we'll hopefully get all 84 units done. Sure. But it's usually one of those things where you're going, person moves out,
Yeah.
you go in. Person moves out, you go in.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an ongoing contract for us in the future. So we're kind of happy about
That's
that.
awesome.
You build that relationship with the complex,
Yeah.
with the owners, with the manager.
Pull that just a little bit closer.
Alrighty.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
So
go.
you get to go ahead and build that relationship with the owners of that apartment complex.
Yeah.
The manager. It was funny because just that relationship. It was more of a once you get after a couple of weeks, it's no longer Mr. So-and-so. It's, hey, brother, hey, boss, how you doing?
Yeah.
And, he's calling me, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And so he's gauging my interests, my opinions. So it's good when you build that kind of relationship with the client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you get caught up and it's Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, and that's it.
Yeah.
You go in for a week and you're gone.
Right.
But you actually have to go through an entire month of seeing each other. I knew what he drove. I kind of, hey, where do you go to eat around here? He told me where to go eat. So it was interesting to build that kind of relationship with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but you guys are also doing like home remodels.
Yes, we do home remodels and we do house flipping.
Okay.
So
When you guys are in there, are you mainly doing like kitchens, bathrooms?
yeah, we do. We've done bathrooms. We'll do, repainting rooms. A lot of times, they want a new color. Kids' rooms, they'll change from, a kid being maybe 8, 9 years old. Now they're a teenager,
Yeah.
and they don't want that pink room.
Yeah.
Now they want to go to that goth black, or they want to do the grays, but darker shades of colors.
Yeah.
And so that the pink and the white are gone. So now the kids want something different. Of course, mom and dad say, well, if we're going to repaint the kids' room, might as well paint our master bedroom.
Yeah.
And while we're there, let's go ahead and redo our bathroom, redo the kids' bathrooms. And so we just, we got done with the project a couple of weeks ago, where we redid 2 bathrooms, 3 rooms.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So, we were able to
So,
go ahead and get that done.
whenever you're working on the flips, do you work with investors for those?
My boss, actually the owner of K&K Construction, he is an investor. He goes out, he has a realtor that works with the company. They go out, they find a home, and they go ahead and flip. Now, I've only been with the company for 2 months.
Okay.
It's an actually quite interesting story because I actually rent my boss's one of his houses that he flips.
Okay. Nice.
I'm new to the Houston area. I moved here in August of last year.
Okay.
I'm originally from South Texas, Brownsville, Texas.
Okay.
And my wife got her degree in Dixon Studies, and she wanted a better opportunity. Of course, Houston provides that.
Yeah.
And so we decided to move to Houston, and I was looking for a home, and it just happened to be, it caught my eye.
Yeah.
And we made contact. We were able to get into the home, and then just being there, created a relationship with him. And he asked me, he said, hey, what do you think about home construction? I said, no, don't really think about it.
Not on the agenda for Tuesdays.
I was thinking about tacos that day.
So, he asked me, he said, well, I want you to help me with my company. I see you're very professional. I like the way you speak. I like the way you carry yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can you help me? At first, I was like, no, not today. And then he came back a few months later. He said, look, I want to be able to build it and grow it.
Yeah.
And him being my friend, you know, you always want to help out a friend. So I said, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's right over there.
Okay. That's why there he is. Okay.
And so we were able to go ahead. We sat down, and I've been working for him for a couple of months. And, I mean, he's like a brother to me. And so build that kind of relationship. And within a year to know that, you know, hey, I want to go ahead and make him successful. I tell talking to people today, I made the point of saying, if I help him grow and I help him be successful, then my pockets are full.
He's going to help you.
Yeah, my pockets will always be full.
So you weren't doing construction before?
No, I used to work for industrial companies. I actually worked for a company in Longview, Texas called Greg Industrial, and I was a scheduler planner. I managed over sometimes 1,500 to 2,000 employees, taking them from site to site. Sometimes we'd be over 50 sites, and being able to go ahead and take people from here to there. If a project's coming up, being able to go and foresee those things. And so from there, I went to Brand Energy, Energy and Infrastructure Services.
Okay.
That's another industrial company. And they, you know, both companies work basically power plants, gas plants, nuclear plants. And so, you know, I took that experience of being able to manage people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that my boss, his name is Cody Tran. Cody was able to go ahead and he wanted me to take advantage of. It's using the ability. You know, leadership, we always talk about leadership being able to influence people, and it's true. If you can influence people in the correct way to get the most out of them, that's the most important thing, because you can come in every day and say, hey, look, you're going to do this, 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 and this. But there's a way to do it. There's a way to come in the morning and say, hey, look, guys, this is what we want to accomplish for the day. This is the plan of the day. Can we meet it? You know, this is what I want. This is what I want to get done. What can you get me? What can you get done for me today?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's the way you approach employees that you're able to get the most out of them. Because a lot of times, you know, we get into that mode. We've been there ourselves. You know, boss comes in, says, hey, I want this, you know, slam 3 times on the table. I need this.
Yeah.
And I've been there. I've been in those kinds of jobs where, you know, boss comes in, says, I need this, A, B, and C. By the time, you know, but what if A takes longer than B? And
which one should I do first?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you get into that. So a lot of times I tend to, you know, when I'm getting ready to do a job and I'm organizing the job, it's basically saying, hey, this is what I want to get done. Can we get it all done? Yeah. And it works. It actually, I've been able to take that ability. I've been an HR manager before, but to be able to take that ability, the skills that I have, and incorporate them into construction life now, and being able to go out to work sites, because now I'm a project manager for K&K Construction. So now I go out there and I go and I visit these sites and, hey guys, can we get this done?
Yeah, it's all about efficiency, right?
Yes, exactly, efficiency. And if you can get the most out of your guys, you know, the quicker jobs can get done. Because if we get job 1 done, we can move on to job 2.
Well, and it's not just about getting it done for you. It's getting a job done for the customer and the client. Because here's the thing. First of all, you hear horror stories of people that get into a house build or a house remodel or something, and it takes them, you know, months and months and months longer than they anticipated it was going to take. And so we just got through building a house for my mother-in-law, and people said, hey, so is it done? How'd it go? And I was like, I still want to talk to my contractor. I feel like if you get to the end of a house build and you still want to talk to your contractor, they did good, you know, because like we're still friends, you know, like that's good, because so many times you get into it, it's like, man, I don't ever want to talk to that person again, right? Like,
that guy can drop dead.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with him, because at the end of the day, here's I guess my point. When you do something good for your client, they're going to tell other people about it.
Exactly.
And when they tell other people about it, there is no greater marketing than someone saying, I had a great experience with this person, I would hire them again. That is the best marketing you can possibly have. And you go out on the job, you do an efficient, good quality job and it's done on time or maybe even early, then at the end of the day, it's like, look, use this guy. He's going to treat you right, and that's going to build his business, and it's going to keep your pockets full. Like it's
Exactly.
a cyclical. It's all cyclical, right?
One of the things when we work in those apartments was on the last days. I took the time to walk the property with the manager, and even the owner was there that day. And we took the time to walk it, and I told him, look, if you find something that's wrong, tell me, because I don't want to go ahead and walk away. You give me the check, I walk away, and then you're like, I should have told them about that.
Yeah.
Or you know what, man, they got away without doing this. I don't want to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I've always tried to live my life honestly, and I always want to make people. I want to go ahead and leave a lasting impression. First impressions are great, but lasting impressions last longer.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so, one of the things I did is I wanted to make sure that I did it once and I did it the second time. Right? After we finished, I walked through it. The day after, I still came back and I walked again because I wanted to make sure that he was going to be happy with the work. And I do that with the jobs that I've been able to manage is make sure the customer is happy.
Yeah.
Because if the customer is happy, then they're not going to be complaining about me later on. And what some of the good things that I've heard back is through my boss. He's like, so and so, project, the owners from project so and so, they say, you're very professional, very courteous. They were really impressed by you. And I used to, I spent 6 years in the Marine Corps.
Oh.
And one of the things that I learned from the Marine Corps was confidence.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I was about 5'10", weighed about $105. I was a scrawny guy. But when I went to the Marine Corps, of course, you build muscle, you build yourself up.
Yeah.
But it also built my self-esteem, it built my confidence. So getting out of the Marine Corps, being a veteran, I'm a disabled veteran. One of the things was I'm able to go ahead and get out, and I have that confidence when I'm talking to people, and I'm able to go ahead and I remember my P's and I remember my Q's, and I try to be as polite, even when I know they may have done something wrong. I apologize. We should do better next time. And they look at that and they're like, wait a minute, it wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
But still, I apologize for the inconvenience.
It's a reflection,
that this may have caused.
Wow.
We'll do better next time. A lot of times that actually will build that relationship better.
Yeah.
And you said it. Do they still want to say my name?
Yeah,
when
exactly.
they're done?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they do. And so we just went to see a job, I think it was in Richmond, just a few days ago, and they said, we heard about you. That's those
Could
are
be the best or the worst thing that's.
We heard about you.
Well, that could be but those could be the best 4 words you'll
Absolutely.
hear from anybody.
Yeah, that's right.
We heard about you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that means a lot to me, and it means a lot to my boss. I tell him, stand behind your work, and your work will speak for you.
Yeah.
And if you do good work, then people will come and they will find you.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he's been in this business for 3 years. I tell him, hey, if you weren't doing good,
You'd be done.
you'd be done.
Yeah.
You'd have another. This would be your second or third company name change.
That's right. That's right.
Which happens a lot. A lot
does.
of people get
Yeah.
in trouble and they do a sloppy job, and all of a sudden, it's Jay's Construction. Now it's JM's Construction. And 2 years from now, you'll see JMN Construction.
That's right.
So a lot of times, if you're doing good, and I tell him, think about that. You've had the same name for 3 years. You've been in business for 3 years. I'm going to help you grow, but your business is already good
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you've been doing this for
You got a good reputation.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah. So first off, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Yeah. I mean, you guys do. You guys are amazing. So, but something I wanted to say to you that I assume your boss already knows is the ability to manage people. Like what you've been talking about, I know is one of the things that most contractors struggle the most with. And I think it's because they just don't have the tools to manage them properly. I imagine the Marine Corps gave you a lot of those skills
Yeah.
to manage to encourage, to build up. I mean, because like a lot of times, let's be honest, a lot of the times guys that are on construction crews, they don't have all their stuff together.
No.
And they are learning how to get their stuff together via you. And so like, if you're the guy on the job site that's leading the crew, you're setting the tone, you're setting the example, and they're going to respond to that and then either rise or fall based off how you are presenting yourself to the customer, how you are presenting yourself to their other, workmates.
Oh yeah.
And so like they're going to learn respect or they're going to learn disrespect. I mean, and like that, the way in which you set that line in the sand as to how the company is going to behave is the way that the rest of the job is going to go. It's going to come out in the work. It's going to come out in the interaction with the customer. Everything's going to set a tone for how that job's going to go. And so if you're having success and and you're doing a good job managing those people, kudos to you, man. I mean, like I think you're going to be in that top 80% that most guys fizzle out, not because they're not good at what they do, but because they suck at dealing with their employees.
My brother-in-law tells me, he says, you have too much patience. And I'm like, I do it because it helps me be successful. Having that, and that's a big thing nowadays, is just having patience. My wife says, she says the same thing. You have a lot of patience. You're too kind. You're too kind-hearted, she says. And I say, yes, I am, but to a point.
Yeah.
I used to be it's really funny. I used to be a juvenile boot camp drill instructor when I got out of the Marine Corps.
Okay.
You used to watch some shows on Jenny Jones and Maury. They'd have those guys screaming. I used to do that. I used to give kids nightmares. they were residential facilities, and the guys, the control room monitors. He called me up one day. He says, "Hey, he was screaming your name at night." I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, he was aye, sir." He was giving my rank and name and everything. And I when I heard things like that, I said, I never want to be that again. I don't want to scare people to the point. But that was part of my job.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was one of those things where, as I grew up and I got older, was that I told myself I don't want to be that guy to my kids, and I don't want to be that guy to other people. And my wife, me and my wife always talk about, I tell people, don't ever mistake my kindness for my weakness. I can be the most evilest person you've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I will always be the kindest and most respectful person to you. And that's what I try to do. I try to be kind to everybody. I try to be respectful. I try to go ahead, be patient and understanding. And I know that we all have issues. I know that we all have a life outside of work. And it can either lead to a very productive day, or it can lead to a very just low production day. But, it's how you motivate people to get them to do what you need. Because you're right, at the end of the day, it's not just for me. It's for the client.
Right.
Hey, if we get this done, we can move on. Or you could once we're done, you can take a couple of days if you need to with your family, or solve whatever you need to solve. Or we get this project done, and maybe it's something financial. But if we get this done quicker, I get paid, which means you get paid,
right?
And you can take care of whatever you have to take care of.
Sure. Yeah.
And unfortunately, you said sometimes our workers, they don't have the best things going on in life.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with financial. So a lot of times, it's just refocusing on what's the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is to finish this for the client, so that way they can come back and they'll go ahead and we get compensated, and we get to I get paid, you get paid.
Yeah.
You get to go do whatever you're going to do with your money.
Yeah.
Or maybe solve some of the issues you're going through, and it enables me to go ahead and see the whole picture.
Yeah.
I'd rather an employee be honest with me and tell me, hey, look, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And that way I can go ahead and be like, okay, I got you, bro. I got you. But let's do this so we can get it done.
Yeah.
And
sometimes they just need to see the guide on up at the front.
Yeah.
Like where they need to know where they're going.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, I think that's important too when talking to folks. And, been doing this for 2 months now. My boss tells me, do you like it? And I'm like, well, it's not a question of like or dislike. It's, is it fun?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you can like something all day, but is it fun?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Good.
It's fun for me to go out, look at something and be like, okay, I transformed this
Yeah.
from this to this. It may have taken me a month or it may have taken me 2 weeks, but I'm able to go ahead and see from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that's the best part. That's the best part of construction.
Yeah, sure.
Being able to see it from A, and now I get to see it at Z. and that's what he's been able to give me the opportunity to do. Mr. Tran has been able to give me that opportunity to jump in this, you know, not, you know, I tell people, I don't put my hands on anything. You don't want me to put my hands on anything. Don't ask me to pick up a hammer. Don't.
Yeah.
And Cody be the first one to tell you, no, don't pick up a hammer, George.
That's right.
Mr. Jorge, leave the hammer there. So, you know, and so, you know, he's given the opportunity and just to be able to go ahead and have fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just kid around, me and him, a lot of times, you know, we're always joking, but because it's fun. And if
awesome.
if you can make your work fun,
Yeah.
you could keep doing it every
You'll
day.
never lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Day
right.
in, day out.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fun, and that's what I'm having. I'm having fun. You know, I got that. I you know, you get sometimes in your life, and you're like, I was retired part of this. Prior to jumping into this, I was retired. I was set for life.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't worried about things, but being able to go ahead, he asked me, I said it, and now it's just giving me like a rebirth, you know, sort of speaking, and I'm able to go ahead and do things that I didn't think was possible. And he's always asking me, "Are you okay? Can you handle it?" Yeah,
That's awesome.
I got it. You know, he went on a cruise for a week, a couple of weeks ago, and I said, "Go, boss, do what you got to do. Go have fun.
Yeah. I've
I've got this." And he says, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Just leave me all the check signed, and I'll be okay." Just leave me the cash, leave me the cards, leave me whatever I got.
Don't lose it all in the casino. We'll be
yeah.
good.
That's right. You know, he was able to go ahead and that's, to me, that was the best part.
Yeah.
Seeing him able to go have fun, you know, with his family.
Yeah.
And I got this. Don't
That's
worry
awesome.
about it. I got it.
Yeah.
I got your back. You know, go do what you got to do. And that, to me, is the biggest reward for him was to be able to do that and not have to worry about what's going back, you know, back on home in Houston.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, and we had very little communication. We'd send an email every now and then, but other than that, you know, it was, you know, I was running the show.
That's
great.
awesome.
So,
Jorge, I think we're about to shut this place down.
All right.
It looks like it.
Yeah. Dude, thank
Yeah.
you so much for sitting down. If people want to hire you guys, how do they get a hold of you?
they can find us on Facebook, K&K Construction,
Okay.
and you know, we're on there, and just look us up. We also have, you know, we're on the Contractor Network.
There you
as
go.
well. So I
Okay,
think
great.
that's an awesome Facebook page. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
It
A lot of good
definitely-
work comes through there.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we're out there.
Appreciate
All
it,
right.
man. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Alrighty.
Have a good one.
Kevin,
You too.
I think we're about out of time, bud.
I think so too. We've been around for a while, so hey, listen, thank you guys for hanging out with us, spending time with us, and man, we've had a blast. We've talked to a lot of really, really great people. So
Yeah.
for those of you who haven't already,
Yeah, if you haven't yet, what's wrong with you?
what are you doing?
Click the subscribe.
That's right. Like us, subscribe. Go over to YouTube, subscribe there. That would be really, really helpful. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on Facebook and on Apple Podcast. Until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.